It was supposed to be a graceful royal gathering, another polished moment in the long calendar of monarchy obligations, complete with tradition, subtle smiles, and perfectly timed appearances. But behind the gilded walls of Windsor, beneath the elegance and centuries of protocol, something deeply unsettling was unfolding. All it took was one interaction, one tense exchange between Queen Camilla and the young Princess Charlotte, for the fragile illusion of harmony to begin unraveling. What started as a quiet side conversation between step-grandmother and granddaughter quickly spiraled into something much darker, something no one in the palace had prepared for, a royal fracture so personal and so public that Prince William did the unthinkable. With fury in his voice and his daughter's tear-streaked face beside him, he issued a lifetime ban on Camilla being anywhere near his children. And he did it in front of the entire royal circle. The tension in the ballroom was thick. A few moments earlier, Camilla had pulled Charlotte aside. The young princess, always poised and composed, had apparently been walking around the room in a way that didn't sit well with the queen consort. Camilla, ever concerned with appearances and discipline, reportedly raised her voice, scolding Charlotte for not behaving in the manner expected of a royal child. But what Camilla failed to anticipate, what she had perhaps underestimated, was not just the sensitivity of a young girl, but the watchful eyes of her parents and the fierce loyalty they feel toward their daughter. Charlotte, caught off guard and hurt, broke down in tears. Her instinct wasn't to defend herself or push back, it was to find safety. She ran across the ballroom to her father, tears in her eyes, her small voice lost in the soft hum of royal chatter and chamber music. Prince William immediately stopped what he was doing. When he saw the state his daughter was in, something in him shifted. In the span of a few seconds, the warmth in his eyes vanished. He walked Charlotte back across the room with purpose, approached Camilla, and quietly pulled her aside. Most guests tried to pretend they weren't watching, but of course they were. The body language said everything. William's jaw was tight, his tone sharp, his shoulders rigid. One guest, close enough to catch a few words, later revealed that William told Camilla bluntly, "You are banned for life from my children." He didn't stop there. He reminded her that she was not their grandmother, she was merely married to their grandfather. And that she had no place, absolutely no authority, to discipline or raise her voice at his daughter. Camilla, visibly shaken, tried to regain her composure. But the damage was done. And the tension only grew when Catherine, sensing things were escalating, calmly walked over and placed a gentle hand on William's shoulder, her silent signal that it was time to step away before the scene got worse. The three of them, William, Catherine, and Charlotte, left the room together, leaving behind a stunned group of royals, diplomats, and invited guests. Camilla, meanwhile, returned to her circle of friends, her posture upright but her expression strained. She stayed until the end of the event, pretending nothing had happened. But it had. And everyone knew it. The ripple effects were immediate. For those who know Prince William well, his reaction was not surprising. He has always been protective of his children and harbors deep emotional scars when it comes to his family history. His relationship with Camilla has always been complicated, bordering on fragile. While they've shared public smiles and cordial moments, the undercurrent of resentment, rooted in the tragedy of his mother's life and death, never fully faded. William grew up watching his mother suffer as Camilla hovered on the margins of their lives, eventually becoming a central figure after Diana's passing. For him, Camilla isn't just a royal figure. She's a symbol of betrayal, grief, and a broken childhood. The public has long speculated about the strained dynamics between William and Camilla, but few understand just how deep the resentment goes. William was only a teenager when he lost his mother, his guiding light, and the very woman who had contributed to her heartache became a permanent fixture in his life. Though he eventually accepted her presence for the sake of royal unity, he never welcomed her with open arms. And while Camilla tried to be courteous, she never played the role of a maternal figure in William or Harry's life. They tolerated her, nothing more. What made this latest incident so devastating wasn't just the act itself, it was the context, the history, and the delicate trust that had been so carefully constructed over the years, only to be shattered in seconds. For Camilla, who had spent decades trying to repair her image and win public approval, this altercation with Charlotte undid years of progress. She had finally been recognized as queen consort, had stepped into her role with composure, and had started to build a functional relationship with William following Harry's departure from royal duties. But now, the fragile bond had been severed again. The tension dates back to long before Charlotte was even born. In the aftermath of Princess Diana's tragic death, William and Harry were forced to navigate life in the public eye with the shadow of Camilla looming in the background. She was the woman their father loved, yes, but she was also the woman their mother had publicly wept over. Diana once famously said there were 3 people in her marriage. Everyone knew who the third person was. That interview, broadcast across the globe, left a permanent mark on her sons. They saw the pain. They read the headlines. They heard the whispers in the halls of Buckingham Palace. Camilla's first meeting with William came just a year after Diana's death. She was nervous, so nervous, in fact, that she reportedly needed a gin and tonic afterward to calm her nerves. William, then still processing the loss of his mother, reportedly kept a cold, blank expression the entire time. Camilla may have hoped for warmth, but all she received was tolerance. And barely even that. Over time, she stayed in the background. She didn't try to insert herself into their lives. She didn't pretend to be their mother. Still, it was evident that she had an influence, particularly over Charles. And when it emerged that Camilla had allegedly been leaking stories to the press to boost her public image at the expense of other royals, the already strained relationship between her and the princes was pushed to its limit. Camilla's calculated attempts to shift the narrative infuriated William and Harry. They viewed it not only as manipulative, but also as a betrayal of trust. Yet, in recent years, the relationship seemed to thaw, slightly. As King Charles's health declined and Catherine faced her own medical challenges, Camilla and William found themselves working more closely. There were moments of shared laughter, moments when William seemed to recognize that Camilla genuinely loved his father and supported him unwaveringly. But even those moments weren't enough to erase the past. And clearly, they weren't enough to forgive what happened with Charlotte. Princess Charlotte, now 9, has grown up before the eyes of the world with grace and maturity far beyond her years. From the moment she was born, the public adored her. But beyond her polished appearance and charm, Charlotte has proven to be the quiet glue holding her royal siblings together. She's been seen guiding her younger brother Prince Louis at formal events, reminding Prince George of protocol, and acting as a second pair of eyes for her mother. In moments of high pressure and royal duty, Charlotte has behaved not just like a child of royalty, but like a royal in her own right. But there's another layer to this story. William and Catherine's parenting style has been nothing short of revolutionary for the royal family. Gone are the days of cold detachment and duty-first discipline. William and Catherine are raising their children with emotional intelligence, warmth, and balance. Their approach has often been described as gentle parenting, where listening, understanding, and emotional support come before royal protocol. And it's working. Their children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, are thoughtful, respectful, and well-adjusted despite the intense public spotlight. This isn't by accident. Catherine has long believed that a strong family foundation is more important than royal obligations. She's spoken openly about her work on early childhood development and how it has shaped her understanding of what children truly need. And it's evident in her actions. From refusing to use nannies around the clock to insisting on being present for school drop-offs and bedtime routines. She and William want their children to have a childhood rooted in love, not duty. So when Camilla, who comes from the old guard of royal parenting, took it upon herself to discipline Charlotte, she crossed a deeply personal boundary. William's decision to ban Camilla may seem harsh to some. But in his eyes, it was necessary. It was about protecting his children. About ensuring that the traumas of the past didn't repeat themselves in the present. And perhaps most importantly, it was about setting a precedent, that no one, not even the Queen Consort, gets to interfere with how he and Catherine choose to raise their children. Where things go from here remains uncertain. Camilla has not responded publicly. King Charles, likely heartbroken by the growing tension between his wife and his son, has also remained silent. But silence does not mean resolution. The monarchy thrives on appearances, but behind closed doors, this family is still navigating the pain, the politics, and the scars of history. As for Charlotte, she will likely grow up remembering that day. Not because of what was said to her, but because of who stood up for her. Her father, the future king, didn't hesitate. In that moment, he wasn't a royal. He was simply a dad, doing what any father would do, protecting his child. And maybe that, more than anything, is the new face of the monarchy. Not the titles. Not the tiaras. But the fierce, unwavering love of a father for his daughter. In a world where tradition still holds great weight, William made it clear, his family comes first. Always. So, what does this all mean for the future of the royal family? Is the bond between Queen Camilla and Prince William forever broken, or is there still hope for reconciliation in time? And what does this moment teach us about the evolution of the monarchy? From a world of unbending tradition to one where love, protection, and emotional intelligence now take the lead? One thing is clear, William has drawn a firm line in the sand, and that line is his family. The days of silent suffering and buried emotions are gone. This generation of royals isn't afraid to speak up, to set boundaries, and to protect what truly matters, their children. Whether you agree with William's actions or believe Camilla deserves a second chance, it's undeniable that this moment marks a shift, a turning point where personal loyalty triumphed over royal politics. What are your thoughts? Was Prince William right to ban Camilla? Can their relationship ever be repaired? And how will this affect the future of the monarchy as Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis grow up in a very different royal household than the one their father knew? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the real drama behind the palace doors. The royals may look picture-perfect in public, but behind the scenes, they're navigating emotions, tensions, and family dynamics just like the rest of us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.